We are into August on Universe mode. This month happens to have 5 pay-per-views. I think each brand's got a pay-per-view. So we start off with Monday Night Raw, the original one, Raw's War. Got Terry Funk challenging Rob Van Dam for the Hardcore title. Van Dam retains. Still haven't lost it yet. Undertaker Stone Cold. This is a great rivalry back in the day. Steve Austin wins it. Kane versus Rikishi. It's a rivalry match. I think these also feuded at some point, but I can't remember. Kane wins. Women's 4-way match. Won by Trish Stratus. China Bonacano for the Divas title, or what would have been the women's title, but I think I've assigned that elsewhere. China wins. Steiners versus the Hart Foundation. Won by the Steiners. Headbangers challenging the NWO for the tag titles. The Outsiders, rather. Won by the Headbangers. Get in, boys. Vader versus Mankind in a promo. Vader surprisingly wins a promo battle. NXT's got the Great American Bash this week. Pretty sure Tatum Paxley was the North American title when I last did one of these. She still is, or has won it. Lara versus Tegan. Tegan Knox wins. All women's NXT so far. Keita Lyons getting a win over Lola. Baron Corbin versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Corbin wins. Sol Ruka, Cora Jade. Cora Jade wins. Trent Williams, Javon Evans. It's been one of the more recent sort of matchups on NXT, or at least at the start of the year. Javon Evans wins. Hideo Itami challenging Finn Balor for the NXT title in a submission match. Won by Balor. Wonder what submission move he used. Kicking us off in AEW this week, we've got Jamie Hayter and Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's title. Jamie Hayter wins, possibly new champ, if I remember rightly. Paragon challenging the Young Bucks. Young Bucks win. I was about to say, Battle of the OG AEW Women versus two of the newer ones, but Thunder Road has been there a while. Some interesting teams. Tekla, and Thunder Rosa win. Pretty sure Hobbs was the TNT title when I last did it. Cassidy wins it. So we've got Athena and Julia Hart, Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, Tony Storm, Penelope Ford, who I could never see teaming. Won by Harley and Willow. Hangman versus Okada. Hopefully we get that one day. Won by Okada. Swerve against a makeshift team of Katsuyori Shibata and Brody King. Yep. You can imagine it's probably just about enough to beat Swerve. TNA this week, I think Eric Young had won the X Division title after Red had been undefeated for ages. Yep, Young retains. Sting and Monty Brown, 1-on-1. Won by Sting. Homicide versus Brian Myers. I think this is LAX versus the System, if I remember rightly. Brian Myers wins. Velvet Sky, I think, had just won the Knockouts title from when I last recorded. Just against Awesome Kong this time. Yep, you can imagine Kong would probably win. Austin Aries, Jay Lethal. Aries wins. Random 6-person match. TNA likes to do these for some reason, or at least this brand does on here. Won by the Styles, the OG TNA legend. Kevin Nash challenging Abyss again for the world title. Abyss retains. Right, SmackDown in the more recent WWE. I think Eric Rowan won the Intercontinental title last time I did this. He's against Braun Breaker. Rowan retains. White Six is all over the show this week. Gacy and Loomis defending the tag titles against New Day. White Six retained. Random women's triple threat. Star power to the max. Won by Bayley. You got part of Imperium and Roman Reigns against Fraction and Solo. I don't know how this has been put together. Won by Imperium and Reigns. Chelsea going into Lyra for women's US title. Won by Lyra, I'm pretty sure she was the champ. Fatal 4-way match. Won by Becky Lynch. Cena and Omos with that one match we probably won't ever get. Won by Cena. Secret Service against the Kabuki Warriors. For some reason I've still got EO with the Kabukis. Won by the Kabukis. Main event. Oh, it was a promo. Won by EO. Alright, WWE SummerSlam. Seth and Cody for the World Heavyweight title. Won by Seth. He had the Vision in his corner. Triple threat women's match for the US title. Won by Lyra. Slightly different from the triple threat that was on SmackDown. We got Becky Lynch in this time for Bianca. Becky wins again. Random fatal 4-way. Won by Dirty Dom. Another random fatal 4-way. This on a women's matchup. Won by Nikki Cross. Nia Jax versus EO for the WWE Women's title. Won by Nia Jax, new champ. Cena and Miz's hometown. Won by Cena. Couldn't even put him over in his hometown. Kabuki Warriors versus B-Fab and Michin for the women's tag titles. Kabuki's retained. Breaker again challenging Eric Rowan for the Intercontinental title. Rowan wins. Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley in his corner against Logan Paul. Logan Paul wins. Alright, onto the WWF's version of SummerSlam. Kicking us off, we got a triple threat hardcore title match, or ECW title match, I guess. Won by New Jack, new champ. Van Dam finally lost it. Women's triple threat for the Divas title, women's title. Won by Lita. Undertaker and Stone Cold again in a match. Won by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Triple H with Shawn Michaels in his corner against Kane. Won by Kane. WCW title. I can't even remember who's champ. I think it might have been Macho Man defending against Ricky Dragon Steamboat and Great Muta. Won by Ricky Dragon Steamboat. I think they've all been champs. My save anyway. Headbangers defending the newly won tag titles against the Outsiders. won back by the Outsiders. In the Continental title, I think Perfect's champ, defending against Bulldog. He's got Bret Hart in his corner. Won by Mr. Perfect. And then main event, Mankind challenging Vader for the WWE title, WWF title. Won by Vader. Right, week 2 of August, we've got New Jack defending his newly won Hardcore title against Van Dam. New Jack retains. Eddie Guerrero this time challenging Mr. Perfect. Perfect retains. Random triple threat, Steve Austin, Undertaker, Shamrock, Steve Austin and Kane. Won by Kane, Kane's on a roll. One half of the APA, one half of the Headbangers in action. Won by JBL. Ricky the Dragon defending against Macho Man. Ricky the Dragon retains. Outsiders defending against the Steiners this time. Steiners win. Lito defending against Bull Nakano. Lito retains. Mankind getting another title shot. Still can't beat Vader. On the NXT. I can't remember, I think these are hot potato title. Dempsey wins it anyway. I think Jordan Grace might have been a women's title champion last time I did this. Elektra Lopez challenging this time. Grace wins. DIY defending the titles against AOP. It's a classic rivalry. Won by DIY. Oof. American Alpha against Chase Shoot. Won by Chase Shoot. Fatal Women's defending their tag titles again, this time against the Vendetta from TNA. Yeah, they can't be beat. Random men's 4-way. Won by Ricochet. They've probably been pretty good actually. We did it on NXT. 3 of them there at the same time. Cora J take on Tatum Paxley for the NXT Women's North American title, but she's got Chemical X in her corner. Oh, Cora J wins it. Velveteen Dream this time challenging Finn Balor. I think anyone's beaten Demon Finn Balor. He lost the first couple matches he was in, but since then been unbeatable. On to AEW. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy defending his newly won TNT title against Eddie Kingston. Kingston wins it back, former champ, new champ. Young Bucks defending against Death Riders. Then they call them the BCC. Young Bucks retain. Paragon against the makeshift team of the Hurt Syndicate and Ortiz. Won by the Hurt Syndicate and Ortiz. Murder Machines against the Hounds of Hell. Hounds win. Tekla this time challenging Jamie Hayter. Just saw this recently on the Wrestle Dream. Yeah, Wrestle Dream. Decent match as well. Jamie Hayter retains. Ospreay against Moxley. Probably will see that at some point if Ospreay gets healthy. Ospreay wins. Hangman against Kenny Omega. Classic rivalry. This time won by Omega. Takeshita challenging Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Title, Men's World Title. Strickland retains. TNA this week we got Eric Young defending his X Division title against Austin Aries. Eric Young wins. Deonna Purrazzo challenging Awesome Kong has just won the women's title. Random 6-women matchup. Won by Angelina Love. Hardys against Beer Money. Beer Money retains. Still not been beaten yet. This time Brian Myers taking on Hernandez. System versus LAX. Brian Myers wins. Surprising. Sting Monty Brown again. Won by Sting again. This time AJ Styles gets a title shot against Abyss after he won his 6-man match last week. Won by Abyss. On the SmackDown, random triple threat for the world title this time. Seth retains. Breaker with more numbers this time against Rowan with less numbers, weirdly. Rowan still retains. Dungeon Dolls, just time challenging the Kabuki Warriors. Surprisingly, they win. Well played. Nicely done. Penta and Sammy, one-on-one. Penta wins. Nia Jax versus Julia. Won by Julia. Non-title. Miz and Roman Reigns. Surprisingly, Miz wins. Cody versus LA Knight. Won by Cody. Ivy Nile challenging Lyra after the triple threat at SummerSlam. Lyra still can't be beat. Bronson Reed getting a WWE title shot against Logan Paul. Oh, big man won it. Congrats. On the TNA Sacrifice. X Division 4-way. Eric Young defending against Eddie Edwards, Austin Aries, and Amazing Red. Eric Young retains. After his losing streak against Cedric, he's now can't be beat. Monty Brown and Sting, no holds barred. Monty Brown this time wins it, assuming that's the end of the rivalry. LAX against the System, tag team action. LAX wins it. 6-part versus Speedball Mike Bailey in the X Division. This probably would have been pretty sick. They'd have been in the same age gap. By Speedball. Angelina Love challenging Awesome Kong this time. Awesome Kong wins it. ODB and Mickey James one-on-one. James wins it. Hardys versus Motor City Machine Guns. I don't think we ever saw this matchup. Been pretty sick if they had. Won by the Motor City Machine Guns. Beer Money against Team 3D. Saw this a few times back in the day. Beer Money retains. Mr. Anderson this time getting the title shot against Abyss. No holds barred. You'd think that would favour Abyss. Mr. Anderson wins it. New champ. Kicking off week 3, we got Raw's War. We got Dusty Rhodes challenging Ricky the Dragon Steamboat for a WCW title. Dusty Rhodes wins it, another new champ. Outsiders defending against the Steiners again. Outsiders win. Tori and Trish versus China and Molly. Tori obviously a new addition because of the Attitude Era DLC. China and Molly win. Also making his debut, D'Lo Brown in a random triple threat with X-Pac and I believe Mr. Perfect still IC champ. Perfect wins. Lita Bornacano again for the Divas title. This is hot potato between the back and forth between the two. Lita I think retains. APA versus the Headbangers. APA wins. New Jack defending his hardcore ECW/ECW title against Terry Funk. New Jack retains. Mankind again challenging Vader for the undisputed title. Mankind finally pulls a win back. New champ. On the NXT, kicking us off, we got Dakota Kai to Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's title. Jordan Grace retains. Mustache Mountain against Briggs and Jensen. Pete Dunne and Mustache Mountain's corner. Yep, they get the win. Fatal 4-way in the North American title picture. Any of them. Ethan Page, All Ego with the win. Women's triple threat. Cora Jade, I believe, is a champ at the moment. Non-title, gets the win. TNA's Vendetta against Fatal Influence again. Oh, finally, new champs. Fair play. You got Chase U and Charlie Dempsey against Joe Coffey, Tony D, and Javon Evans. And by the look of it, the rest of Gallus is already booked. Yeah, Chase U and Charlie Dempsey get the win. You have to imagine with Imperium, not Imperium, with Gallus by his side, Joe Coffey and his team would probably get the win. Anyway, Gallus challenging DIY for tag titles. DIY wins. Ricochet, after his win the other week, challenging Finn Balor. Team and Finn Balor retains. On the AEW, Shelton Benjamin challenging Eddie Kingston for the TNT title. Shelton Benjamin picking it up. Singles title after holding the tag titles. Death Riders again challenging Young Bucks. Young Bucks retain. Megan Bayne and Chris Statlander against Nyla Rose, Tony Storm. Megan Bayne and Statlander win. Athena with a promo. She wins a promo. Tekla challenging Jamie Hayter again for the AEW Women's title. Hayter retains. Mike Santana against Brody King. Obviously, he's now in TNA, but he's in the inner circle on this event. Brody King wins. Triple threat. Will Ospreay with a win. Kenny Omega challenging Swerve Strickland for the AEW World title. Swerve Strickland wins. Having that out on free TV, you're mad. On to TNA, got Mickey James challenging Awesome Kong for the Knockouts title. I think they may have faced off in real life in the past, I can't remember. Awesome Kong retains. Best Sting and Kurt Angle triple threat. You have to imagine it's the number one contenders match of sorts. Won by Sting. Jay Lethal versus Wesley. Would be probably a banger match if it happened. Could still happen. Jay Lethal gets a win. Eric Young defending his X Division title against Amazing Red again. Red wins it back. Another triple threat, this time in the X Division. Cedric Alexander, Speedball, and Austin Aries. Austin Aries gets the win. Team 3D again challenging Beer Money for the TNA tag titles. Oh, we've got new champs at last. Team 3D. They may have just retired in real life, but they just won the tag titles on this. Kevin Nash against Mr. Anderson for the TNA World title. Nash gets the win. Two-time champ. Anderson's reign was 1 week. On the current WWE SmackDown, one-on-one between Io and Nia, non-title I believe. Nia Jax gets the win. Chelsea Green this time challenging Lyra. Lyra retains. Another random fatal 4-way in the women's division. Bianca Belair gets the win again. New Day taking on Fraxium. Hopefully we get this match at one point in real life. New Day gets the win. Kevin Owens this time challenging Seth Rollins. Rollins retains. Cena and The Miz again. Oh, The Miz gets the win back. Couldn't win in his hometown. He gets the win on a random SmackDown. Cody and LA Knight again for some reason. Cody wins. Jacob Fatu this time challenging Eric Rowan for the Intercontinental title. Oh, Fatu wins. Logan Paul versus Bronson Reed, WWE title. Reed had just beaten Logan Paul. Doesn't win it back. Reed wins. AEW All In. You got a 10-man at Royal Rumble. That's obviously replaced the gauntlet match that they normally hold. List of entrants includes Bobby Lashley, Powerhouse Hobbs, Wheeler Yuta, Katsuyori Shibata, Roderick Strong, John Moxley, Claudio, Shawn Spears, Carl Fletcher, and Will Ospreay. Random winner, won by Mox. Sammy Guevara this time challenging Shelton Benjamin for TNT title. Sammy's got the inner circle in his corner. Shelton's got Lashley in his. Shelton wins, retains. Penelope Ford defending TBS title, I believe, against Thunder Rosa, or could be the other way around. Penelope Ford wins. Statlander and Nyla Rose against Shida and Toni Storm this time. Storm and Shida win. Harley Cameron and Athena against Willow and Julia. That's completely mixed up. Willow and Julia win. Kenny Omega challenging Swerve Strickland for the AEW World title. Swerve retains. Santana and Ortiz against Brody King and Buddy Matthews. Hound to Hell. The Hounds win. Ooh, Murder Machines this time challenging the Young Bucks for the AEW tag titles. Don Callis family in their corner. Young Bucks still retain. Megan Bayne challenging Jamie Hayter for the AEW Women's World title. Jamie Hayter retains. And another 10-man rumble. This probably should have been a women's one. Combatants include Mark Briscoe, Okada, Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, Dax Harwood, Pac, Samoa Joe, Cash Wheeler, Eddie Kingston, and Daniel Garcia. Won by Kazuchika Okada. Different. On to week 4, we got New Jack defending his hardcore title against Van Dam on Raw. New Jack retains again. China this time challenging Lita for Divas title. China wins. Steiners again challenging the Outsiders for tag titles. Won by the Steiners, new champs. Lex Luger this time challenging Dusty Rhodes, new WCW champ. Dusty Rhodes retains. Stephanie and Stacy with Victoria in their corner against Bo Nicalo, Molly Holly, with Alundra Blaze in their corner. Yeah, you'd think Molly and Bo Nicalo would win. Jake the Snake Roberts challenging Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title. Mr. Perfect retains. Mankind and Shawn Michaels, non-title. Won by Mankind. On to NXT. Got a rematch from last week. Dakota Kai wins it though this time. Champ. Cora Jade defending against Tatum Paxley. Cora Jade retains. Slightly different team in pairing this time. We got Chase U and Tony D against British Strong Style. British Strong Style wins, better cohesion. Triple threat in the men's division. Femi wins. I think that's the first time Oba's actually been in a match since he lost the title. Alexis King challenging Charlie Dempsey for a North American title. Dempsey retains. Baron Corbin and Andrade. I think they were both there at the same time, although Corbin might have already gone up to Raw, I think. Corbin wins. AOP, DIY again for tag titles. DIY retains. Velveteen Dream again challenging Demon Balor for the title. Demon Balor retains. AEW this week, we've got Mark Briscoe this time challenging Shelton Benjamin. Seen them in the Continental Classic against each other in real life. Mark Briscoe finally getting a singles title. Well in, my man. MJF with Dax Howard in this corner against Will Ospreay. Ospreay wins. Athena and Harley Cameron against Willow and Julia. I think this was on the All-In pay-per-view from the week before. Willow and Julia win. Hook against Wheeler Yuta. The Ops and the Death Riders feuding again. Wheeler Yuta with a surprise win. Hounds of Hell against the Young Bucks for the tag titles. Hounds of Hell win. We've seen Brodito win the tag titles, now he's won it with Buddy. Edge and Christian against Santana and Ortiz. Santana and Ortiz win. Shida this time challenging Penelope Ford for the TBS title. Shida wins it. Bobby Lashley challenging Swerve Strickland for the AEW Men's World title. Bobby Lashley, new champ. On to TNA, Angelina Love challenging Awesome Kong this time for the Knockouts title. Awesome Kong wins. Rematch from the week before. Red wins. Anderson versus Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wins. They had a good rivalry in real life. Beer Money getting a rematch against Team 3D for tag titles. Team 3D retains. Jay Lethal, Eddie Edwards, probably up in the Ring of Honor at some point, I'd imagine. Jay Lethal wins. Triple threat, Rhino, Sting and Moose. And my Rhino. And the main event of this week's Impact, we got, I can't remember his champ, Kevin Nash defending against Jeff Jarrett, AJ Styles and Abyss. Oh, Nash retains. SmackDown. Rollins defending against Rhodes with a Vision in his corner. Yeah, Rollins retains. Kabuki's getting a rematch against Natalya and Maxine. Dungeon Dolls retain. A random 4-way in the heavyweight division. Won by Gunther. LWO against Judgment Day. Won by the Judgment Day. Io versus Jade. Won by Io. Okay, Secret Service and Rhea Ripley against Zelina, Alexa and Charlotte. Secret Service and Rhea win. Miz and Cena again. Cena gets the win back. Tag titles, White 6 defending against New Day. New Day wins. Jey Uso this time challenging Bronson Reed. Yeah, Reed retains. NXT No Mercy. Starting us off, we've got Jordan Grace challenging Dakota Kai for the NXT Women's title. Kai retains. Got on which way round the champion is. Cora Jade wins. Chase U and Obafemi against Mustache Mountain. Surprisingly, Chase U and Oba win. I guess the powerhouse must have done them well. Ridge Holland challenging Charlie Dempsey for the North America title. Dempsey retains. Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Pretty sure happened in New Japan. Shinsuke wins. Fatal Influence revoking their rematch clause against the Vendetta. Vendetta retain. And this time Baron Corbin takes on Demon Balor for the NXT title, no holds barred. I botched the hell out of that. Corbin, new champ.